Hi there, this is Miss K with my trumpet, and this week I want to build on what we were doing last week. So last week we reminded ourselves of all the notes up to A, which takes you up to page 17, 18 in the team brass. We also practiced all the way up to C, so a whole scale of C. We did the German tune, I hope you were playing along with that, and we looked at the saints and quavers. So quite a lot to do today, where we're going to do a few extra things. So first of all, let's play some, can you just choose 4 notes that you know? Pick a note, pick another, 4 notes, and I'm going to pick 4 notes, and we're just going to play those 4 notes, or 4 long notes. You don't have to play the same as me. Your note might sound great with mine, it might clash a bit, but try and make it sound as nice as my note and as long if you can. So here's your note and my note number 1, doesn't matter what it is, but let's play it together. Here we go, big breath. Choose your note number 2, can be anything, you can go up or down. Here we go. Note number 3 can be high or low, it's up to you. And note number 4, here we go. Great, now let's play all of our notes all the way up to C, if we can, up a C. If you don't manage the top couple of notes, don't worry, because we're still working on getting those notes really strong. So let's go. So we're going to do, let's do each note 3 times. So we'll go C, 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 D, D, D. You know how to do this. All the way up to upper C, and then we'll stop. 1, 2, 3. Well done if you got all the way to the top. Now let's play just like a normal scale, all the way up, all the way down. If you want to read this, it's on page 28, the middle pages of your team brass, but you probably know all the notes anyway. So we're going to go all the way to the top. We only play the top C once. Take a breath, come back down. So after top C, we go straight to B. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. If you can play that to me when I see you again, I'll be really happy. You can, of course, play around with that, have a go at making something up, putting some different rhythms on the notes. I'll just do that. Down even quicker. It's up to you. You can do exactly what you like. Now I want you to turn to page 16 in your team brass book, and this is the page with slurs. Now I think we did this in the lesson, but I'm going to remind you. So a slur is when you don't use your tongue on the second note. So if you look at the top, we've got number 1, which is G down to C. Don't tongue the C, just relax and drop down. So here's number 1. Okay, nice and easy. Make sure it's nice and smooth and don't use your tongue on the C. Next one, number 2. Start low, then pull your tummy muscles in, push the air out a bit faster, and your note will go up to the G. That might need a bit more practice. Remember, it's the speed of the air that will make the difference. So push the air out faster for the upper G. Number 3, you join those 3 together. Start high, then go low and high again. Take your time with these. Practice them a few times if you need to. And here's number 4. Start low, up and down. Okay, so that's your preparation for number 5, which is the first of the long tunes on this page. Where it says across the top, open, that means C to G, as you know, is no fingers. Here's the first one. Second finger down, low B to F sharp. If you can't remember the notes, doesn't matter, it tells you second valve down. If you're reading it, you know what comes next. First valve, so the pitch is going to go down again, slightly, B flat to F. Then low A, make sure your lips are kind of really relaxed with this low note, A to E, really relaxed on A. Okay, so all that was our warm-up. So long notes, scales, tonguing, different patterns, and doing slurs. So do that every time you practice. Do those slurs particularly because they will really, really help you. Okay, turn to page 18 now, which is where we have the Saints Go Marching In. Now hopefully this is pretty good now and can be a bit faster. I'm going to play it with a drum beat. On the page of my trumpet videos on the Plumcroft website, there's a link at the top that says play along with a drummer. So if you click on that, it takes you to loads of drum grooves by a drummer, American drummer called Jim Dooley. I think I've used this in the lesson. And the first one is Mellow Groove Rock Drum Loop, 70 BPM. BPM stands for beats per minute. So this is a rock groove, which is quite slow and fits with the Saints Go Marching In. So I'm just going to put the drum groove on, I'm going to play the Saints Go Marching In. So you can either play along with me, or you can play along with the track at home, or you can choose one of the other tracks, listen to the different feels and the different tempos, the different speeds as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put the drum groove on. Get your music ready, page 18. Okay, can you feel that beat? And I know there's going to be a fill in a minute, which would be where I would start. Something different happens there, and that leads you into the next bit. Right, I'm going to start the Saints, which will be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Too fast for you at the moment, so you can find a slower beat, something slower than 70 maybe, or you can just keep practicing. Here I go again. Good, so try the Saints at various speeds. The other thing you can do, word of the week, try it at different dynamics. I was just doing that medium, but if you wanted to do it louder or softer, that will obviously make a difference to the music and make it more interesting. So remember that word, dynamics. Okay, we are going to look at a new song now. Maybe you've done this already. But we're going to look at page 23. I've got a feeling we were just around about here with some of you when we stopped being at school. This is Sleigh Ride, and this is a great one for working on the quavers, because last week we looked at page 22 and I asked you to make up a song, so I hope you've done that. page 23, Sleigh Ride. So if you look at the time signature, it's in 2/4 at the beginning, and that just means 2 beats in a bar. So it's just like 4/4 really. It's like a kind of a march thing. It says fast, and if you have the CD, you can put the CD on and play along with it. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute, but I'm just going to play the whole song quite slowly. The good thing about this is that if you learn ignore the first 2 bars where it says 2 with that block, ignore. Where the music starts, your music, it's got a little phrase which comes twice in the first line. Listen. 1, 2, 1, 2. Did you hear the first phrase? Comes again with a slightly different ending. It's like a question phrase and an answer phrase. So if you can play this, you can play the whole song, because look how many times that appears. Twice on the first line, twice on the next line, not on the middle line, slightly different, twice on the 1, 2, 3, 4th line, and once on the 5th line. So if you can play that little phrase or that fragment or that riff, you can play pretty much the whole song. The middle line is slightly different. Look at the middle line. I said this piece is in 2/4. What does it do in the middle of this line? It changes to 3 for 1 bar only, and then it goes back to 2. So this bar, if I counted, would go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the beat doesn't change. It's just the length of the bar is a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to play the whole thing slowly, and then I'm going to play the whole thing with the backing track, and this is something that you have on the CD, something that you can work up to and play when I see you next time. Okay, so this is the whole thing quite slowly, so you can listen, you can think about your fingering, and you can practice along if you want to. Here I go. 1, 2. Well done if you played along with me. One thing to remember in this song is the difference between the crotchets and the quavers. The first note that you play is a crotchet, worth a whole beat. The other 2 notes in that first bar are quavers, aren't they? So half a beat each. So, ta, ti, ti. Make sure the first note is a full whole crotchet, longer than the notes that follow. Ta, ti, 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 ta, 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 ta. Also, on the second line, at the end of the second line, there are 2 notes tied together. Now this looks just like the slurs we were doing on page 16, but this is called a tie because it's 2 notes tied together. It just makes them longer. So we add the timing of those, or the length of those 2 notes together. 2 plus 2 makes 4, as you know. Right, I'm going to play the whole song now with the backing. One other thing for you to practice is the dynamics, because it tells you how loud to play each section. The first line says loud, so the first 2 lines are going to be loud. The middle line is fairly loud, that means a bit softer. And the last 2 lines are very loud. So I'm going to make those changes as I play with the backing, and that's something for you to practice as well. So if you want to play a bit louder, you blow a bit harder. If you're playing fairly loud, you don't blow quite as hard. Don't overblow, otherwise you won't get a nice sound. Okay, I'm just going to get the track ready. Your first little bit where it says number 2 means that you wait for 2 bars before you come in. The introduction. 1, 2, 2, 2, ba, 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 and then we start. So that's what that means. So listen out for the introduction. Okay, I'm just going to press play on the track. Okay, that's quite fast. So if you can work on that and play that to me next time I see you, I will be very impressed. And now you've got the version of me playing it, so you can practice, you can listen to the lengths of the notes, where I'm breathing, the tonguing, and the dynamics. Next week we are going to look at probably the next page, 24, so you might want to have a little look at that beforehand. Remember your dynamics when you're practicing. Play along with all the things I've given you, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.